Greetings again, everyone. My name is Chet. This is ChetChat, and we saw The Salesman. The Salesman is a foreign film again that takes place in, I believe, the Middle East. I'm just generalizing it. I'm sorry, I'm being ignorant with my geography. So you have to read subtitles right out the gate. And the story is pretty interesting. I actually ultimately like this movie. There's this couple who is forced to move out of their apartment building because it becomes unsafe to live there. So they have to find a new apartment quickly. They actually run a troupe that performs a live show of Death of a Salesman, which is a book. One of the troupe members actually helps this couple find an apartment, but the apartment was previously owned by this promiscuous lady, and she promises to move her stuff out of the apartment, but she never gets to it. There's this tension between the previous owner and the couple, and they're trying to move out. But while they're trying to get along with their life while living in this new place, an event happens that causes even more tension, and the husband is trying to figure out why did this event happen and how can he get over it, while the wife has to deal with what happens throughout the whole movie. And the main thing about this movie is just this tension between the husband and the wife and everyone around them while they deal with this terrible event that happened to them, and just them trying to get back to normal while this thing is looming over their lives. Honestly, I never read Death of a Salesman. It wasn't required in my school reading, and I don't really read that many books. And if I do read a book, it's a science fiction novel, and I am assuming Death of a Salesman is not a science fiction novel, just based on what I saw in the movie. So I don't know if there were parallels to what was happening in the movie that happens in Death of a Salesman, because they actually did a lot of crossover. They actually show you whole scenes of what happens in Death of a Salesman while you see the troupe playing out certain scenes in the play. And I felt like if I knew what the context was behind the play, I would get to understand the story a little more and get a little deeper insight on what's going on in the story. But standalone, the story is pretty easy to follow, but I felt like these things were flying over my head. So if you actually read the novel of Death of a Salesman, you might enjoy this movie even more than I did. So yeah, ultimately I like the movie just based on the set design and the characters and how the acting of the actors. I don't think it's too crazy, but it's very nicely done because of the story, and everything feels believable. All the characters feel organic. There's good chemistry. But again, sometimes I can't tell if it's good acting because, I'm reading the subtitles. The speech is not what I'm focusing on. I'm reading subtitles here. Ultimately, the movie's satisfying. There's a very interesting theme in the ending, a lesson to be learned. And again, if you know what the story is about for Death of a Salesman, you might enjoy it even more. So definitely go and check it out, man. My name is Chet there, and you know what to do.